Good Tuesday morning to you. The first walk on the first day of the third national lockdown, which I heard this morning is due to last for 2 months, that it won't be eased until the beginning of March. If you hear other voices, there are some people inspecting a wall at that end of the churchyard here at St Mary's in Upper Swainswick. I will be going back to doing my walk up the hill to the church as frequently as I can. We're allowed out once for exercise, so this will count as that. Now, wherever you live, I'm going to ask you to be my eyes and ears over the next couple of months. So if you live in town, you're walking around, you see something of interest, then do let me know and do take a picture. And the format is JPEGs, please, because they're much easier for me to use. So keep a lookout for me. And I will do my best to keep a lookout for you at this side of Bath. I did an interview last week with Councillor Paul Crosley, who is the Cabinet Member for Heritage. Someone's just disturbed a pigeon. And I put it to him that with offices and officers moving out of the Guildhall to Keynsham, that they could free up some space to extend their sort of marriage facilities, that you don't just get married there in the registry office, but maybe they could dress a room in Georgian style and offer people the option of actually dressing in Georgian or Regency costume and having a theme wedding. Paul Crosley said he would look into that. Someone has pointed out, though, that Bath Preservation Trust at number 1 Royal Crescent, which is a Georgian house, and it is fitted out as a Georgian house, is already offering the facility of marriage. You can get married there in a Georgian setting. I'm not sure, though, that they have the Georgian costumes for you to wear, but maybe that's something that they could look into. That was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing is telecommunications masts. If you're a regular, you'll know I've been covering the planning application to install 5G rigging at the top of an existing telecommunications mast which overlooks a Lark Hall. Now, the planning committee considered it, and whatever their view on health and safety, and there were an awful lot of objections from other councillors and members of the public concerned about safety, health and safety. The government has decreed that 5G is safe and is anxious to extend it over the country. So the only thing the planning committee could turn down the application on was that it was unsightly and this was an area of outstanding natural beauty. Now, there's another application coming up in the same sort of area for another mast. So, and that will be a new mast, not an existing one being upgraded. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to that planning application. But again, somebody has pointed out, why aren't we using church towers and spires, hiding telecommunications masts inside the tower or spire? It's a bit of extra revenue for the church and it doesn't look unsightly. Now, I've no idea whether there are churches in Bath that have telecommunications masts in them, but I do remember from 25 years ago going inside the spire of St Mary Redcliffe in Bristol, and at that point in time they most certainly had a telecommunications mast inside the tower. So I've put in a question to Baines, to the press office, saying to their knowledge, do they know whether there are telecommunications masts in churches in Bath? Because I think you do have to get permission from the local authority to install one. We'll see if we get an answer, but maybe there are people out there who know. I'll push an email through to Bath Abbey and ask them. This dear little church of St Mary's has a rather squat tower. I'm not sure whether a mast inside this tower would be of any benefit at this end of the Woolly Valley. But I'm sure there are other churches, certainly the ones who are on hills around the city, that could be considered and would allow 5G to be installed without it being too much of an issue in terms of what it looks like. Anyway, that's about it for this morning. I'm now going to head home and commit this to my website. Don't forget, as I say now most times, to remind you that there is in the bottom right corner on Bath Museum something you can click on which enables you to follow the website, which means every time I publish something you will automatically get it. And if you're following on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. So once again, whenever I put something on YouTube, you will be warned and can watch it or not watch it, depending upon whether it's the subject you're interested in. Anyway, at this point in time, stay safe. It's all terribly confusing. We're told that those most at risk should be vaccinated by the middle of February. A lot of people are saying to me, are the army involved in this operation? Are they helping to distribute the vaccine? I've no idea, but if ever there was a time for the army to be called in, I sometimes think they should be called into Downing Street, but there we go, that's another matter of my own political view. But this is a time, I think, when the military could come in and help on the home front. I know I have a niece who is a dental nurse who is very anxious to offer her services to help vaccinate, and I'm sure there are many of you out there who are thinking of doing the same thing. And it is a time to pull together, is it not? I have to say, yesterday our recycling lorry appeared in the street. I don't think it was our regular crew. It was towards the end of the day and they were probably sick to death of all the extra rubbish, and not everybody sorts it properly. But we knew they had been, because there was a trail of litter up and down the street. I know I suffer from OCD, but I know at some point I'll have to go out and clear it up. And there is a point of view, I think, that once we do emerge from this terrible viral nightmare, we should have a national clean-up day. It just strikes me that everywhere looks shabby and gloomy and dirty. And I think a national clean-up day, when we all get out and spring clean our own little communal area, would be a very good idea. What do you think? It's not all about me. So don't forget what I said. Be my eyes and ears. Let me know what's going on in your patch of the wood, and let's hope we all get through this safely. So for now, this Tuesday, goodbye.